We are multiplying rational expressions level 2. Rational is our fraction. Expression, meaning there's no equal sign here, and we're multiplying. So multiplying fractions, basically. This looks exactly like the last problem set. This is level 2. I'm not seeing anything more difficult here. Let's just go ahead and go through it and see what we can do here. All right, we got a greatest common fact. I'll go ahead and just do my work up here, so we've got some room to do anything else that we need to do. We got a greatest common factor on the top here, so that's an x squared in common. X squared in common. What's left? X squared times what is x cubed? X squared times x. X squared times what is negative 3x squared? Negative 3. Over. X plus 8, nothing we can do with it. Multiply. X squared minus 64, difference of squares. X plus 8, x minus 8. Over. What two numbers multiply to be 24, add to be negative 11. 2 and 12, no. 3 and 8, yes, 3 and 8, if they're both negative. So x minus 3, x minus 8, and we just want to check. I like just confirming with this. Negative 3 times negative 8 is positive 24. Negative 3 plus negative 8 is negative 11. Everything checks out. So how do we multiply fractions? We multiply straight across. So it's like everything's on top is on top, everything on bottom is on bottom. I would just go ahead and add some parentheses here so that looks like it's not a multiply or distribute 8. It's an x plus 8 right there. So is there anything on top in common with anything on bottom? I'll just go in order. X plus 8. Yep, x plus 8. X minus 3. Yes, x minus 3. X minus 8. X minus 8. And we're just left with x squared, it looks like. Okay, so nothing different. The only thing I saw a little bit different is I just factored out a little bit bigger of a term here that they had in common. A factor, sorry, the greatest common factor. I factored out a biggest factor that usually you don't see an x squared come out of here too often. Okay, so the trick is we just factor everything we can and reduce things that are in common on the top and on bottom. See if the next is anything different. My guess is probably not. We got some bigger numbers here. Almost always you're going to pull out like I'll go ahead and attack it. It's a little bit different. Looks like we got a couple levels here on this one. So I'll pull out what we can and then we'll take it from there. All right. So on the top, notice all of these have X's, all of these have X's, and a 6 in front. If we can get rid of that biggest number in front, that's really going to help. So my guess is there's a 6 in common and an x cubed in common. Okay, what's left? Let me go ahead and pull out my calculator so we can see. Well, I know 6x times what is x5? x2. We add the exponents. 3 plus 2 is 5. Plus 2. I'm pulling out 3 of them. 1's left. 2x. Minus, what's 144 divided by 6? 144 divided by 6. 144 divided by 6. 24. Okay. The bottom, same idea. Pull out that greatest common term. If you have a number in front, you're probably pulling it out. It could be hard factoring, but in this case, it's not. And there's an x in common with everything. What's left? Looks like x squared minus 2x minus 288 divided by 6. 48. And then same thing on the other side. This is a quantity squared. So sometimes it's just a little bit nicer. X minus 8. Write it out so you can see it. X minus 8. You don't have to, but it helps just visually. And then what two numbers multiply to be 32, add to be 12. It's little eyes. It looks like it's a multiply. Multiply there, add there. multiply to be this number, add to be this number, multiply to be this number, add to be this number. Reduce everything that you can. Anything on top and on bottom, you'd reduce out. It seems similar to the one we just did, just a little bit, like I said, a bigger greatest common factor that we're pulling out of here.